The Secret introduced the world to a simple yet powerful idea that your thoughts create your reality. It awakened millions to the possibility that they could shape their lives through focus, intention, and belief. For many, it was the first time they had ever heard the phrase law of attraction. But what most people never realized was that the secret was not the complete teaching. It was the introduction, not the revelation. The deeper truth has never been about repeating affirmations or pretending to be positive. The real secret lies in understanding vibration, alignment, and the source energy that responds instantly to every thought you offer. Everything in this universe vibrates. Every thought, every emotion, every moment has its own frequency. When you think, you send out a signal, and that signal attracts other frequencies that match it. The law of attraction does not decide who is worthy or unworthy. It simply responds. It is not a law of morality. It is a law of physics in a vibrational universe. You don't get what you deserve. You get what you tune to. When you think a thought of appreciation, joy, or love, you activate a frequency that matches your inner being, and the universe mirrors it back to you. When you focus on fear, lack, or resentment, you send out a signal of resistance, and life responds to that too. The law never turns off. It answers every vibration without judgment. Your emotions are your guidance system. When you feel good, you are aligned with Source. When you feel uneasy, it is not punishment. It is your inner being signaling that your focus is out of sync with what is true. Before you entered this physical life, you knew that creation would be simple. You knew that contrast would inspire new preferences, and that every desire born from that contrast would immediately be answered by Source. Step 1 of creation is asking, and life causes you to do that all day, every day. Step 2 is that Source instantly becomes the vibrational equivalent of what you have asked for. It is done the moment you ask. Step 3 is the only part that is yours to practice, the art of allowing. Allowing means aligning your vibration with what you have already created. It means releasing resistance long enough for what you want to flow into your experience. You cannot tell the story of lack and expect abundance to appear. You cannot speak about loneliness while waiting for love to arrive. You cannot complain about what is missing and expect to receive what is already vibrationally present. The universe does not respond to words or effort. It responds to the vibration beneath them. That is why so many people felt confused after watching The Secret. They were affirming abundance while vibrating lack. They were visualizing love while feeling unworthy of it. They were speaking words of belief while carrying an emotional tone of doubt. And the universe, being perfectly consistent, kept returning what matched their vibration, not their language. The Secret told people to visualize, to imagine, to believe. But belief is not something you force into being. Belief is the natural result of alignment. When you feel good, belief flows effortlessly. When you reach for joy before the evidence appears, you stop creating from absence and begin creating from fullness. That is the moment when manifestation becomes effortless. There has never been a conspiracy to keep this truth hidden from humanity. The deeper truth simply cannot be fully translated through words. It must be felt. That is why people call it a secret, not because it is intentionally hidden, but because it can only be understood through experience. The real secret is that you are source energy in physical form. You are not separate from the power that creates worlds. You are an extension of it, here to focus it into being through thought and emotion. Every desire you birth expands the universe itself. When you ask, Source instantly becomes the vibrational equivalent of your request. Your only work is to come into resonance with that vibration. You do that not through effort, but through allowing. The universe has already become what you asked for. It is waiting for you to tune in. Imagine it like a radio signal. The frequency of what you want is already broadcasting. You don't need to build the station. You only need to tune to it. You cannot tune in through frustration or impatience. You tune in through relief, appreciation, and ease. The universe never withholds. It only waits for your readiness to receive, and readiness is emotional, not intellectual. So how do you allow? You stop arguing with what is. You stop telling stories that contradict your desire. You begin to notice what feels even slightly better, and you reach for it. You care more about how you feel than what is currently unfolding. When you do that, the stream of Source begins to carry you effortlessly. Ideas arrive naturally. People, timing, and circumstances align in ways you could never plan. Manifestation becomes a dance, not a struggle. The secret taught people to visualize wealth, health, and love, but often skipped the most vital piece. Emotion is the magnet. Your feeling state is the creative force. It is not your words that summon energy. It is the vibration you hold when you say them. An emotion cannot be faked. The universe feels the resonance beneath your expression. That is why pretending to be positive while feeling doubt does not work. You cannot trick energy because you are energy. You are both the sender and receiver of every signal you emit. When you find peace before the outcome comes faster. When you appreciate what already exists, you open space for what is becoming. When you stop asking when will it come and start feeling it's already done, you match the vibration of the version of you who already has it. And when you live from that vibration, reality has no choice but to reorganize itself around your new frequency. So what was missing from the secret? It wasn't the steps. It was the understanding that your power is vibrational, not mechanical. You are not here to manipulate matter. You're here to direct energy. Once energy aligns, matter follows. The law of attraction is not a reward system. It is a mirror that reflects whatever you focus on most clearly. That is its perfection, and that is your freedom. Creation is meant to feel good. When it doesn't, you are looking at it from resistance instead of alignment. You were never meant to earn your manifestations. You were meant to receive them by becoming the emotional match to what is already yours. The art of allowing is not passive. It is a conscious choice to align with ease, to release control, and to trust that the universe is on your side. When you reach for relief instead of control, you align with your natural state of receiving. The secret was the spark that reminded humanity that thought matters. Abraham brings the next understanding that emotion is the bridge between thought and manifestation. You don't attract what you say, you attract what you feel. You can change how you feel at any time. The universe responds instantly to every shift in your vibration. This is the truth behind creation. The universe is not testing you, judging you, or withholding from you. It is responding to you. Every moment, it is mirroring the signal you offer. When you choose a thought that feels better, even slightly, you pivot your entire reality. When you find one thing to appreciate, you begin to shift momentum from resistance to flow. When you stop asking through lack and start knowing through ease, your entire world rearranges to meet you. The real secret behind the secret is not that your thoughts create things, it is that your alignment allows them. You are not meant to chase, you are meant to receive. You are not meant to prove your worth, you are meant to remember that you already are it. Every desire you have ever had already exists vibrationally. The universe has become it. The only step left is your allowing. When you understand that, contrast no longer feels like suffering. It becomes clarity. Desire no longer feels like longing. It becomes expansion. You stop trying to control every detail and instead become a conscious participant in the unfolding. You relax into the knowing that everything you've ever asked for is already on its way, not as a promise, but as law. So, let this be your remembering. You are a source in physical form. You are both the creator and the creation. Every time you choose a better feeling thought, you move closer to the frequency of who you truly are. And as you do, life begins to reflect your alignment in every area. The money, the love, the clarity, the ease, all of it flows as a natural byproduct of vibrational alignment. The secret introduced the world to the idea that you can create your own reality. The true teaching reveals that you already are. You are doing it every moment of every day through the focus of your attention and the frequency of your emotion. There is nothing to earn and nothing to chase. There is only to allow. When you live from that knowing, you no longer seek signs, you become the sign. You no longer look for proof, you feel it. You stop striving to attract, and instead begin allowing what is already yours to unfold naturally. And in that ease, you rediscover the most beautiful truth of all: there was never a secret. There was only remembering.